Okay. So today we are going to talk about the NAT part. So very essential and basic question people used to ask that what is NAT that we already know, but basically, yeah, why and what that why we use NAT and then what is. So what is your understanding in this two questions?
So basically, NAT is a network address translate. It translates the private address to public address and public to private.
Mm, okay. So I will say the
Helps
translation
to
of the IP addresses.
yeah.
So it will be like private to public and the public to private. So
Uh,
I will also write the public. So it is like reversible direction that it will be private to public and public to private. And next question arises that why do we need NAT? Like why NAT basically?
does it like it converts our like for the security reasons?
Okay, so one of the reason you said that is security. So valid. I cannot ignore that. What could be other?
Control translate helps to communicate with internet.
Okay, communicate with internet. We used to do that, but that's not a valid reason.
Mm.
But not why I say that why it is not a valid reason. I'll explain that. Any other idea you have that why you need that?
Really, that's it.
Okay. So now if I go much in the history, so whenever like IP address was built and they were evolving, so basically it was a 32-bit IP address. 32-byte IP address means that we were using the IPv4, and that was like year of 1970s that US started building. So they uh, set up their communication within from one office to another office, and that was like basic thing that we did. Send an email, and they were quite happy. And the success was so you know big, or it was like how useful it was. They decided to implement in a city. So now every city was having a big computer because there was a time that they were having the big desktop use size, and it was launched in the city, and whoever was a rich person, they started using it to communicate to each other. But the idea was like really good, and they started to build it in the different cities. And everywhere for this one, they were using the IPv4 addresses. So IP address, I would say that they were using the IP address. The idea became so popular that now everybody, almost like every country, needs an connectivity to the internet. Now, once it goes viral and popular that everything what they need, that was an IP address because we have
Out
to
of
assign
IPL.
an yes. So what happened basically once we have like everybody needed, so we were having the IP addresses of the count of 2.32. So now that's like we calculated that the population of Earth and how many IP address we can generate with 32-bit IP address. So the what will be the population of Earth? Any idea? Something it has like 64 billion, and this comes around something like 3 or 6 billion. So if I write 6 billion, so it's still like 1/10 of the population will remain the without an internet because of the IP address. And also nowadays, and like they might have uh, assessed that people might be using more than one IP.
Well,
So, and that's happening nowadays that the people are using the more than one IP address. Then they came up with the idea of the IPv6, that okay, we will do the IPv6. That's the, because this is required a change in the hardware because its IP address is assigned on the NIC card. So they need the whenever you need a change of software, it is easy that you roll out and you install, that is fine. But if we cannot like change the hardware very soon. So then to save the internet and to provide the internet, the idea came up as NAT. That okay, let's divide our IP address in the private IP and the public IP. So public IP, I will put paid. So now people will use less. And the private IP address, that within the network or within your own range, you can use it anytime. So this becomes the reusable part. But this public IP, they're not reusable. They are globally unique. But now it becomes the require the translation because you are using here the private IP address. And if you want to communicate outside to the different country here, then you have to travel somewhere from the hops or reach there. Then what we said that okay, now you need a public IP address in order to communicate to other. So that's what we need the translation that okay, if you are going out of your territory, then you have to use the public IP. So that's what we used. Whenever you are within the territory, like some you can say the LAN that we call in the nowadays. So if you are within the LAN, then you will use the private IP address. But if you are leaving the LAN and connecting to the different, uh, like to other LAN you are trying to connect, then you need a public IP address. So changing was quite difficult because now you have private IP address and there you have the public IP address. Then this concept came that okay, we will translate this IP address and then we will communicate. So that's what the idea came and requirement came. And obviously, like the changing of this IPv4 to IPv6, like cannot be done so quickly. So they came up that okay, they will coexist a lot of time, like period of time, IPv4 and IPv6. But people love IPv4 too much that they, you know, still stuck with the IPv4. But yeah, most of the devices, I think nowadays, almost every device has an IPv6 support, and IPv6 is working very fine. Even the websites nowadays, once you do the NS lookup or check the IP address, you get a both the IP address, IPv4 and IPv6. So that was the idea. That's why we started using the NAT. Clear? And and obviously that you said the two other reasons, that the security. So that's also used because of the port number and masking of the IP address, that we want to mask our IP address. We don't want to expose it. So in that case, we use the port translation. That's also part of the network address translation. And and the most important thing that the we want to uh, save the IP address. That's also the one of the valid or most important reasons, saving of the IP address, that we are doing the NAT.
Mm.
So now if we proceed further, then what they did during the like NAT, it was divided into three parts. Which three parts you know?
Uh,
Hmm?
no, I haven't read anything of
Okay.
static.
Static,
Mhm. Okay.
dynamic NAT. I'm pretty sure that you are aware of this.
Yeah, I mean routing I'm aware of, but not the
Yeah.
NAT actually.
Okay, that's the
Static.
same NAT. Yeah, static
Okay,
NAT,
D
dynamic
part.
NAT, and the PAT. So that
PAT.
we also
Okay.
call it as a port address translation, or we call it as a NAT overload. Okay. But it's also divided in one more categorization, that how are we using or where we are doing the NAT. So either we are doing the source IP translation, or we are doing the destination IP translation.
Mm.
So the source IP, whenever we do, we call it as a SNAT, and whenever destination IP is translated, that we call it as DNAT. So in each cases, these three are possible. Either it could be source NAT, the destination NAT. But still, in case of the source NAT, we maximum use this part, PAT. They are correlated with each other. And in case of the destination NAT, we maximum rely on the static NAT. So this is not a rule that you always have to use the PAT in case of the SNAT and the static NAT in case of the DNAT. It's not a like a rule or something. It totally depends on the requirement. So most of the requirements come in such a situation that the SNAT uh, dependent on the PAT, and the DNAT uses the static NAT. So if I go further in the learning,